fly by. Time 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 fly by. Fly by.
What's up, my people?
Time fly by.
Okay. Cut this shit off. Let's get started with the show. Thank you for checking out the channel. This is your host, SG. This is Chill Out Records, 1 o'clock here in the UK, well, 101. I'm pretty sure it's 3 p.m. in the 254. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. And but sadly, it's Sunday. And you know what happens on Monday. Back to getting whipped. So, man, today I'm just like... It's just like... I'm just like my... I have no mojo right now. I'm like my levels are just down. Maybe if you guys can psych me up in the live chats, like, you know, give me some psych to just get this show on the road. But there's a lot to talk about. So today's track's gonna be "Time Fly By." I don't know why I named it "Time Fly By." I could have just called it like "Procrastination" or something. Actually, I made a track called "Procrastination," but that was talking about something else. But this is "Time Fly By." Now, sadly, the thing is, this track was just one of those songs that I wanted to make the album have 20 tracks. So this was just one of those songs where it's like a filler song, like a time wasting kind of a song. It was just one of those songs that I just wanted to just put into the album. Like, okay, now I got 20 tracks. There we go. It was just meaningless. There was no like meaning behind this song. It was just a waste of time to just make it. I kind of liked the beat. That was basically it. It wasn't anything special about it. So it is what it is. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. I hope I can already see some guys coming in, checking out the live. I really do appreciate it, guys. So let's get started. So this is the instrumental that I made. Very weird, awkwardish sounding. It just sounds... And I had that tick-tocking kind of clock in the background to give you that sense of like you're just waiting for time to go by, you know? So that was the whole theme of the song, basically. It was just talking about what are the things that we do to waste time, or what are the things that we do that we lose track of time when we're doing them. In a way, it's kind of cool. Like, you know, life goes by and we just wake up one day and be like, holy shit, like 1 year has just gone by. I don't know if you guys remember how 2020 was, when the first time the government said that you guys are just supposed to be working from home. And that year just went by so quickly and we didn't realize like what the hell did we actually achieve and do, because we spent so much time on social media and just being on the internet. And we didn't socialize with friends. We didn't go out as much. So it felt like time just went by so quickly. Yeah, and that's basically what this whole song's about. You know, I was just talking about the things that I felt like I was doing in my life that made me stop thinking about time, I guess, is basically what it was about. And so when I made the beat, it was like, let me just make this beat sound like a clock. That was it. So that's it. It was just very simple. I added a little bit of that buzzy bass kind of thing. First comment, live chat from Poof, as always. Thank you, Poof, for checking out the channel. Today we're going to be talking about.
Time fly by.
This is track. What track is this? I've even lost track. Track 12. Yes, track 12 was "Time Fly By." It was just. I don't know. There's not really much to say about this track, so we'll go through the lyrics like real quick, and then I'll play the song. But I have a couple of other things that I want to talk about, and there's kind of a surprise that I wanted to share. Not a surprise. It's like a competition kind of contest, a mini contest kind of thing for those loyal fans that have been here from day one, that have started following me from the first of what was it the first of actually the 1st of January this year, when I started this whole live thing. So I was thinking, since you've been a loyal fan, you've pretty much heard most of the story. So when I'm going to ask you this question, this mini quiz, you should be able to get it. And the first person that puts it in the live chat, they're going to win a small mini prize. So that's going to be coming out later on. So actually, you know what? No, it's going to be right now. It's going to be right now. So let me share my screen as we can just get this started. So there we go. Okay. Now, when the song starts, there's a guy who comes into the track in the beginning of the song. His name is Martin. So if anyone over here in the live chat can tell me exactly what experience did I have with Martin, and if you get it right, I'll send you 1,000 shillings. And I'm serious. So you'll inbox me your number on my Instagram, and we'll take it from there. So that's it. All right. All right. So now I'm going to play the song. And then we'll just go through the lyrics and be like, what the freaking hell was I thinking when I wrote this song? And so the song was mostly about just some stupid nonsensical shit. Sab, thank you. What's up? Thank you for checking out the channel. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for the live chat, of course. Okay, since you're here, and I might as well just say it again. So there's Martin who was introduced in the start of the song, and I talked about Martin in one of my older videos. So if you've been a loyal fan and you've been checking out my content, you'll know who Martin is and what experience did I have with Martin. If you can remember and tell me that in the live chat or at some point in my comments, whatever, first person to do that, I'm going to send you 1,000 shillings. All right. So, what's the chorus? Working all day, working all night as I watch the time fly by. That's basically it. There was nothing really much to it. Making these beats, making these sweets. I don't know, baking these sweets. What the freaking hell was I saying there? I don't know. Suddenly I noticed the time fly by. I don't know why I said time fly by. My English is so bad. It's still bad. It's still bad anyway. 14 weeks of the semester heat, but everyone knows this time fly by. So basically, I had this this chorus where I was saying "time fly by," and I just put it into the track like multiple times. I sampled that that vocal part, and I just put it in multiple sections of the song. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, working all day, working all night as I watch the time fly by. She's twerking all day, twerking all night, and I'm jerking off. Because damn, she's fly. Don't look at her, don't talk to her. Don't you understand that she's mine? She's Father Time's daughter. What the hell was I saying? For all the times that I fought her. Yeah, we're all fighting time, isn't it? We all want to stay younger. We all want to be youth. We want to be youthful and feel energetic and oh, okay, we've got Sab is saying, of course I'm a loyal fan, but I guess I should let the others give you the answer. Ooh, okay. Either that or you just don't know the answer. It's fine. It's all good. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so we're all fighting time. We all hate time. We all when we think about our existential dread of time and aging and life in general, it's a scary thing. Now we want to lose track of it. We don't want to think about it. We want to go around we want to do our daily things in life, and we don't want to think about time and that whole process of life in general, because it's scary. It's scary. So I was like, we're just trying to fight time. We want to stay as young as we can. That's why we exercise and we do all these things and occupy our minds with work, religion, all these other things, so that we can stop thinking about time and that the whole process of life basically in general. So that was basically what the whole concept of the song was. And I was also talking about not only like fine this time, but it's also like doing the things that you're passionate about, even if it's the normal grind of the day, no matter how much you hate it, you got to do it at the end of the day. So if you have set yourself to do certain things, you just got to do it. So let's see, what the hell was I saying? I grow older and older for all the crimes that I taught her. I don't know what the hell I meant by that. I wear winter clothes in summer in Africa because I wanna. Straight from the 254, you might know Johnny, good looks owner. What the freaking hell? Been in this music industry for over 7 years. As I watch the time fly by, it ain't heaven here. Yeah, I have been making music since 2007. 2007 was the first like song, like I made a beat. There's no way in hell I'm ever gonna share any of the content that I ever produced back then because it was complete shit. I mean, even this right now is not. But anyway, this was like, I was like, maybe should I share it, but I'm just sharing it anyway. But yeah, it was one of those. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for quite some time, and I got the opportunity to work with a lot of artists. It has been amazing. I've really been grateful for all the opportunity that I got, all the performances that I did with the other people that I was working with. It was an absolute pleasure. But it's not heaven, like you guys are the audience. You listen to the content and you look at the artist perform, but you don't know the struggle and the hustle that goes behind making the song, collaborating with other artists, and being dedicated and consistent with your art. Like, yes, you can have the talent, but without that consistency, you're absolutely nothing. So that was just one of those things. Okay. So as I watch the time fly by in heaven here, my friends became so evil. Now they'd bone any devil, and they fart in an elevator. It's wrong on so many levels. I don't know what the freaking hell I was saying when I wrote that. All right, verse 2. This is such a waste of time. There's a new dimension of stupid, but you never mentioned it to me. You're just as clever as Cupid, but you've never answered to Lucy. What the hell was I saying here? Oh yeah, okay. I know what I meant by this. You're just as clever as Cupid. So Cupid was that baby floating child that throws the arrow and then you get struck by it, and then so you're just as clever as that person. Is like, what I meant to say was like you're when you're emotionally bound to someone and you start feeling that emotional attachment to someone, your common sense just leaves you. So at that point, it's like you're just using your emotions to drive you, and your logical brain isn't even functioning at that point. So you're making all crazy decisions. You're not even thinking straight at that point. So it's crazy. It's crazy. What the fuck is happening to me? My rhyme's not making sense. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't. I'm just spitting out bullshit because that's what makes a track a full hit. Yep. I came to the realization that sometimes it's like maybe you don't really need to make any sense. It's just about feeling good in the moment when you're making music, and the listener who's listening to it just feels good listening to the song, even though the song doesn't make any sense. And it was just one of those songs I wanted to just squeeze in there. Okay. When will this class ever end? When will this chick ever bend? And then I had like a sound effect saying over. Actually, yeah, so over here. So Martin was like over in the background. I got assignments to send, but I'd rather watch this time fly by. Yeah, procrastination. I don't know. It's like there was a time in my life I realized like I used to procrastinate a lot. Like a lot. I knew I had assignments or something to do, but I'd rather just, maybe just watch a movie or, talk to someone on the phone or just waste time doing something else. And then like one day or 30 minutes before when that deadline is due, it's like, okay, now let me just rush and go and do it. Some people would argue that they need that time to formulate a solution in their head. Like the reason why I'm procrastinating is because I want to design how I'm going to solve the problem, and then an hour before it's actually due, I'll actually do it. Like I'm thinking of how I'm going to solve the problem or how I'm going to do the work, which is stupid. I don't really believe in that. I believe in just putting in the time and the effort and the dedication and doing that evenly distributed over time. Because think of it like this: like, let's say you're a really smart person and you're working for a company, and your boss tells you like on Tuesday I want this done by Tuesday, and it's Friday. You don't do anything on Friday. You don't do anything on Monday, and it's sitting in the back of your mind, and you know that you have to get this done by Tuesday, and then you wait until Tuesday to start doing it like early in the morning so that you can submit it in the afternoon or whatever whenever it's due on Tuesday, and it's like you take advantage of the fact that you're smart and you know that you can hack it in a short amount of time and that you don't really need a lot of time to get that one thing done to meet that deadline. What ends up happening at that point is like, yes, you're smart, but you'll fuck up because you're gonna do that thing, whatever it is, even if how smart or good you are at that thing that you want to do, you're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna mess it up, and then when you submit it, you're gonna look like an idiot. So you could be really smart, but then because of your procrastination and wasting time and saying, oh, okay, I can do this, but I'll just wait until the last minute to do it, you're gonna mess it up. You, compared to someone who's not as smart as you, who actually takes the time to do the work within that stipulated time that they've been given to do it and then submit it at the deadline, that person's going to come off as smarter than you. So it's something to think about, you know? And it's something that I realized like over time and over my work experience with the different companies that I worked for. I just realized you can have all the talent and you can be as smart as you can, but if you don't put in the time and the effort, you're completely useless. Just throw yourself in the bin. What was I saying next? When will this food ever cook? When will I get out of this hood? Out of these semesters, I think autumn is good to watch the time fly by. I love to procrastinate, have a break, grab a drink, and after 8, grab a tissue and masturbate. It's a good idea, and I think you probably should switch off your brain and sing along when I get onto this hook. What the freaking hell was I saying here? I have no idea. I think I could have been. I don't want to say it, but I don't know. And the other thing was I recorded this song at Martin's place. Oh, Martin, at that time, I remember very well, he bought these studio monitors, each of them for 40,000 Kenya shillings. And he got 2 of these, okay? These things, Yamaha studio monitors are it's not like a monitor, it's a speaker, basically. And he got 2 of them because he was also, making beats at that time. And I went to his place and I saw these speakers for the first time. I saw studio monitors, and man, okay, Martin was fucking rich. Anyway, so I went over and I saw these studio monitors for the first time, and we made this beat there, and man, it sounded amazing. And I was like, I'll never go back to anything less. Once you upgrade to a certain level, you feel like I can't go back now, So when I saw those monitors, and I was like, at some point one day, I'm gonna own these, So they looked really good. It was a fun mini project. Anyway, so let's listen to the song real quick, and then I'm gonna talk about these small things the small points that I wanted to make before we call it a day, because I know it's a Sunday. You guys are probably just brain dead, and so am I. I want to just want to get some sleep, man. It's a Sunday, man. Give me a break. All right. Let's hear this song.
Yo, Speedy. Wake up, man.
The truck's about to start, damn it. Wake up.
Yeah, what?
The track.
Oh, I'm up, man.
Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah. I'm working all day, working all night as I watch thee. I'm working all day, working all night as I watch thee. I'm making these beats, baking these sweets. Suddenly I notice 14 weeks off this semester heat, but everyone knows this. Now I'm working all day, working all night as I watch thee. Now I'm working all day, working all night as I watch thee. And she's twerking all day, twerking all night. I'm jerking her off, course, damn, she's fly, don't look at her. Don't talk to her. Don't you understand that she's mine? She's Father Time's daughter. Ooh-wee. For all the times I fought her, I grow older and older. For all the crimes that I taught her, I wear winter clothes in summer in Africa, cause I want her. Straight from the 254, you might know Johnny. Good looks owner, been in this music industry for over 7 years. Yeah, that's me. As I watch thee, it ain't heaven here. My friends became so evil, now they bone any devil, and they fought in an elevator. It's strong on so many levels. I'm working all day, working all night as I watch thee. I'm working all day, working all night as I watch thee. I'm making these beats, baking these sweets. Suddenly I notice 14 weeks off this semester heat, but everyone knows this. There's a new dimension of stupid, but you never mentioned it to me. You're just as clever as Cupid, but you never answered to Lucy. What the fuck is happening to me? My rhyme's not making sense. I'm just spitting out this bullshit, cause that's what makes a track a full hit. When will this class ever end? When will this chick ever bend? I got assignments to send, but I'd rather watch this. When will this food ever cook? When will I get out of this hood? Out of this semesters, I think autumn is good to watch. Love to procrastinate and have a break and grab a drink, and after 8 I grab a tissue and masturbate. It's a good idea, and I think you probably should switch off your brain and sing along when I get onto this hook. I'm working all day, working all night as I watch thee. I'm working all day, working all night as I watch thee. I'm making these beats, baking these sweets. Suddenly I notice 14 weeks off this semester heat, but everyone knows this.
Oh my god. Not my proudest moments. Which now brings me to my main point. The main point that I wanted to make, which is these 3 points. I think I'll talk about this one here. A man in their 20s is a man-child. I'm telling you this from experience. Because I've been there. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and they were telling me about, I'm not going to give you the details, but, you know, it's just been like, this guy's in a relationship with this girl, and I'm just like, this dude hasn't gotten his shit together. You know, he's not financially stable. He doesn't really know what he's doing. And I asked, like, what's the guy's age? And he's like, he's in his 20s. And I was like, man, I remember when I was in my 20s, and I'm just telling you guys from experience, like when I was in my 20s, and I made this song in my 20s, as you can see, you're a man-child. For a dude, you're a man-child. There's no freaking way that anything that you say and do at that time, it's like your brain is, the only thing that you can think about is smash and dash. That's all you want to do. And you know the problem is, you, as a man at that time, and in that age bracket, it's like you're skinny, you're relatively good looking, right? So, and at that point, it's like all you want to do is chase tail. You want to, you know, try and spin plates. The spin plates means you just, you know, out there to hook up with as many women as you want. And the conversations that most of these men have in their 20s with other men when they, you know, have this bro code kind of thing, is like the only discussions that they do have is like, how many women have you been with? That's the only conversation that they have most of the time. And it's the sad truth. The messed up thing is, women at the same age, mentally mature, their maturity is like way above men at that point. And it's like they're not on the same level. You know, men in their 20s, they look like men, they act like men, but, well, not really act, but they talk like men, they look like men, but they're not really men. They're just man-children, basically. They're just young and naive. internally they're still kids. They want to do all the fun things. They want to go out and party and not be held accountable, which is the main point. They don't want to be held accountable for their actions. And at this point, it's like they just want to smash and dash. And if you're a woman, you want to try and hook up with a man at this time in this age bracket, there's a very select few of men in this age group who have matured early because of the situation that they've gone through in their lives. You know, if they've faced a tough time, if they've been kicked out early, or they've not had a father figure in their life and they've been told, I need to be the man at an early stage, then maybe there's some hope there with that man. But all the rest, I'm sorry, ladies. And the messed up thing is, I have to say this. I'm sorry, but I have to say this, ladies. Your ability to pick men, especially at that age when you're in your 20s, is so bad, really bad. Because you're not looking at the man status, you're just looking at the looks. You're like, oh, he looks so cute. Oh, let me just try and see. Because at that point, he's got the connections. He's socially integrated well in the society, but financially and career-wise, with what he wants to do with his career, he has no clue. And that's what you're looking at that point. So your judgment call is really bad. And it got me thinking. I was like, shit, you know, this is what's happening, and this is why we end up with so many single moms. And yeah, well, it is what it is, you know. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, you feel free to post something in the live chat if you feel otherwise, but this is how I kind of see it, you know. So these were the 3 points that I wanted to talk about today. Was you're just watching out for people whose actions and words don't match. So for a perfect example is, let's say you're dating this girl and she says that she loves you. She tells you like, oh, I love you so much, I want to be with you. And then you still see her on a dating app and she's updating her profile, or she's still available and on social media and she's just looking around for other men and trying to grab that attention. And it's like, what you're telling me and what you're doing are two different things. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, and that's a major red flag when you're looking for someone. I'm not trying to give you like dating advice or anything like that, but I'm just saying from my own experience and the people that I've seen and what they've done. It's like, you gotta watch out for these kind of people. It goes both ways, men and women. It's like what your actions don't match up with your words, what you say and what you do. And men, especially in their 20s, they tend to they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. They will sweet talk you and tell you all the things that you want to hear. From my experience, I know that women are attracted to what they hear. Men are attracted to what they see. So for a woman, when they're in a relationship with a man in their 20s, a man in their 20s talks a lot. They can say a lot of things, and I've been there. I've been in that situation. All the talking and no action. You just, oh babe, you know, I want to take you here and do all these things. Actions speak louder than words. I mean, we've been told these things from childhood, but you know, it's like when we're in love and we're emotionally attached to someone, we're not logically thinking. We're thinking with the wrong head, basically. That's what I'm trying to say, you know. Someone who asks for your advice and then they still go and do what the hell they wanted to do. This is another one. I've had a lot of friends that have asked for my advice. Hey, bro, how should I do this, or how should I do that? And I'm like, but okay, you know, since you're asking me, I might as well just tell you. You've asked me, so I'm going to tell you, and then it's up to you to decide if you want to take it or not. But if this person always asks you and then they never take any of your advice, it's like, what are you asking me for then, right? It doesn't make any sense, you know? So that's another thing that you got to watch out for such kind of people. It's like, are they just trying to get like your attention, or are they just trying to make you feel important? But then behind your back, they're just backstabbing you and telling you, no, I don't really give a shit about your opinion, you know? So that's someone you need to watch out for. The other thing was their online presence and who they are in person compared to who they are online. What I've kind of noticed with a lot of my previous relationships and also previous friends is that, yeah, and I say previous friends is because we're not friends anymore. It's like your online presence and who you are as a person when I meet you are two different things. That person is not a, that's an actor you're dating, or you're in a friendship with. That's an actor right there. You need to cut that person off, because pretenders are worse than murderers. I think that's the saying. So if this person can pretend and lie and portray a different persona or personality of himself online as compared to in person, that is someone that you need to be really, really careful of, because this person can really screw you over. So that was just something that I wanted to get out there. I don't know what you guys think. It's just been on my mind, and I was like, let me just share some of my thoughts about it. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the asking and the guessing culture. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. I read this article and I was like, I gotta share this article. So we're gonna just quickly read through it and just share what the hell this article is all about. So let me just, if I can try and figure out how to do this. Just put this here, and let's just refresh this and see if we can get this to scale up or something. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Now, so there are two types of communications. People that communicate in two different ways. Okay, we've got the asking culture and we've got the guessing culture. And I came across this article and I was like, shit, man, this is something that I never knew existed. I just thought it was based on someone's personality, but it's not really the case. It's like this thing actually exists. And so I read this article and it's like, so let's just quickly go through it. I'm not going to read the starting part. It's like a long thing. I'll share the link at some point in the comments section. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put the link here in the live chat. So if you guys want to ever check it out, I'm just going to put this link in the live chat. So if you guys ever do want to check this out, give it a read. Okay. So here's the gist. Where's the gist? Okay, here we go. So some people are askers, and in the ask culture, it's normal and expected to ask directly for the things that you want. It's also normal to say no to such requests. Asking culture is upfront, direct, and generally okay with saying no and being told no. So these are the kind of people where their personality is, I accept saying yes or no directly to a person whenever they ask me for something. And also, they're very direct in telling that person off, or just telling them what they think it should happen. They don't beat around the bush, basically. That's what they say. So if you want something, you simply ask for it without an expectation or any particular answer or response. So like an asker would just be like, hey, can I come over and spend the night at your place? I'm traveling to something or something. Or can I sleep over at your place? Or just a basic request. You wouldn't really give, if someone responds like no, they wouldn't ask you like, okay, why can't I stay over? There wouldn't be like a response like, okay, I need a response. Give me a reason why you said no to me. So that was something that I was like, this is actually the way people communicate, and you need to understand the. Now I'm gonna get to my point as we get to the end of this, and why I'm talking about this in the first place. Other people are guessers, and in the guess culture, you don't ask for things unless you're quite sure the answer will be yes. Don't you find it a bit weird? Like, let me give you a perfect example. It's like, let's say you're working for this company, and you want to get a raise, but in your mind you're like, holy shit, maybe my boss is gonna say no. So if he's gonna say no, then maybe I shouldn't ask, And maybe you'll beat around the bush and you'll say, the economy's really, like, you'll make hints to your boss. Oh, the economy's really tough. The cost of living's really gone up. Or you'll just beat around the bush. You'll just keep saying something. So you want him to ask you. That's the guessing culture. And I kind of noticed this, that most women follow this, and I'll explain later why I feel like, and I'll give you a perfect example as to why women I feel are following the guest culture in most relationships, and it's not healthy. It tends to lead to a lot of miscommunication between couples, and what obviously then without communication, that's a failed marriage right there. So you might drop hints or make vague allusions of what you want as you try to gauge whether the person would say yes or even get an offer without having to ask. If you think the answer might be no, you simply don't ask. Exactly what I said. Where askers and guessers clash the most is the saying no part. Askers know sometimes the answer will be no, but they ask anyway. Because guessers won't ask if the answer might be no. They might assume. Askers expect all of their asks to be answered with yes. Saying no is uncomfortable to a guesser. So being put into the position of having to say no to someone ask feels rude. So you as a guesser, you don't want to hurt that other person's feelings by telling them no, so you'll beat around the bush. If someone asks you something and then you're the guessing kind of culture. So if you're a woman and your husband asks you something, I was just thinking about it the other day. Let me give you a perfect example. So let's say you're a woman and you're married and you want your husband to take you out for dinner, or you want to go to the park or something. And if you're in the guest culture, you as a woman, what you're gonna do to your man is you're gonna beat around the bush. You're gonna be like, today the weather is amazing, don't you think, babe? Isn't the weather amazing? And you know that you want to go to the park, but you don't want to ask him directly like, hey, can you just fucking take me to the park? No, it's like, babe, the weather is amazing. It's such a lovely day outside. It's so sunny. My friend Lucy, she went to the park yesterday and she was telling me about it. And, so you're just beating around the bush. You're not just telling your husband. Now, your husband, on the other hand, could be an asking kind of a culture, kind of a guy. So he just wants a yes, no, just get straight to the point. And I've read articles where men are frustrated, like, they're trying to be like, I can't guess what's in your freaking mind. Can you just tell me what it is? And it's not a problem or anything. It's just the way you communicate as a person, as an individual. Now, sometimes it could be the other way around. So you need to know your partner well. What type of culture do they follow in that mode of communication? Now, there's another complexity to this. It could be like, maybe both of you are askers, which is very good. Both of you are guessers, very bad. But you need to have a mixture of both. That is the optimal. Because it's like sometimes knowing when to be a direct asker type of person, and it's all depending on the situation. Knowing when to be an asker and knowing when to be a guesser. There's different circumstances, different situations will make you, you have to look at the situation and then see which type of culture should I apply to this situation, if that makes any sense. And this was like an eye opener to me, when I read about this, and I was like, damn, some women could be following the guest culture all this time and I don't even know it. And sometimes I give off this impression that I'm rude when I just say something directly to a woman and I just say no, or I say yes, this is not how I want to do it. So it gives off this impression that I could be rude when I didn't even know about that. I've had coworkers, family members, and friends say this concept totally changed the way that they see and interact with people. Guessers tend to struggle with bluntness of askers and feel put off by their directness until they understand that askers always just ask. The answer doesn't always have to be yes. Askers tend to struggle with seeming passive aggressiveness of guessers and get frustrated by their pussyfooting until they understand that asking directly feels rude to them. Guessers just hate putting people in a position of saying no. Basically, that's what it is. Much has been made about whether asking versus guessing is a family upbringing thing. So it could be in your, maybe your parents have taught you to just be a pussy baby. No, I'm not saying that. But maybe your parents have just been, or you've just observed your parents, or and what the way you've been up, you've been brought up, and you've seen the way your parents interact, and you've picked up that culture. It could be your friends, so the people that you hang out with, or it just could be your own personality. Maybe you're just discovering yourself, and you want to feel like, I don't want to be the kind of person that wants to, when I get into a room, I make other people feel awkward by being direct and upfront. I've seen these kind of personalities, and it's interesting to know about it, because if you didn't know this, like, how would you be successful at communicating with your partner or friend and making that connection, right? So what was I saying? A cultural thing or a personality thing, and it's also about whether one is better than the other. That's another good question. Exactly. Certainly, some cultures around the world tend to be more direct. Others tend to be less so. The same goes for families and even certain regions of the country. In my experience as an American, I'd say the U.S. is fairly evenly split between the two tendencies. I did not know that. Well, the rest is just, talking about the extremes and something. So, I mean, that was something interesting to think about and apply in your relationships. So if you do, want to have a successful relationship, I guess these are some points that you can look at and say, I guess it kind of applies, and I guess I could kind of use this information at some point. Anyway, yeah, that was about it. Nothing really much. I guess today is just a slow Sunday. I told you guys it's going to be a chilled out day. Not too many funny jokes that I wanted to make today. Like I said, just feeling a little bummed out, I guess. Just, it's a Sunday, I'm just thinking about the whole week that I have ahead, and the crazy things that I'm going to be doing next week. It's just like a little bit overwhelming. So, and I might not have a session next weekend because of the whole traveling and everything. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, the next track will be track 13, which is My World, which is an amazing track. I'll play a little bit of the instrumental so you guys get to hear what it sounds like. So you get a small teaser. Man, this beat and the song, it just came out amazing. I collaborated with Kaze. He did the chorus, and it just came out really well. Anyway, with that, guys, I'm going to leave you to it, and I'll see you guys probably not next weekend, but next to next, hopefully. We'll see. Peace, guys. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys.